The wine glass shattered across the marble floor. Every conversation inside Velour restaurant died instantly. A trembling waiter dropped to his knees. I I'm sorry, sir. You call this service? The old man thundered. Massimo De Luca didn't raise his voice much, but the entire room still tightened. At 79, he carried the kind of presence that made people feel judged without a single word. The manager rushed forward. Mr. De Luca, please forgive us. Forget it, Massimo muttered. This place reeks of performance. Silence followed. Nobody spoke unless spoken to. Near the kitchen, Sofia Marino tightened her grip on a tray. Her feet hurt inside worn shoes she had repaired twice. Her rent was overdue. Her mother's hospital warning still echoed in her mind. Final payment notice. Henri Beaumont, the floor manager, stormed through the staff. No mistakes near that table, he hissed. One error, and you're finished in Manhattan. Yes, sir, they all whispered. Sofia nodded quietly. At the center table sat Massimo De Luca and his son Ethan. Massimo looked carved from old stone. Ethan looked like a polished machine. Perfect suit, perfect posture, empty eyes. You're stalling again, Ethan said. The board is waiting. Massimo ignored him. A chef brought the signature dish, beautiful, expensive, lifeless. Massimo pushed it away. I asked for food. The chef blinked. Sir, this is decoration. Ethan sighed. Father, enough. Massimo leaned back. You enjoy this nonsense. It's Michelin starred. No, Massimo said coldly. It's expensive, not alive. Sofia stepped forward to refill water. As she poured, Massimo suddenly said, Too cold. I'm sorry. Henri jumped in. She apologizes, sir. But Massimo wasn't looking at them. He was looking at her hands, rough, scarred, working hands. Sofia stepped back quickly. Course after course came and went. Massimo rejected them all. The kitchen began to panic. The old man is insane, a cook whispered. Ethan finally snapped. You haven't eaten properly in days. My doctors are cowards, Massimo replied. You're destroying your health. And you think plastic food saves life? Ethan leaned in. Sign the merger. End this. Massimo laughed once. When your mother cooked, he said quietly, men left the table full. She's gone, father. That's the problem, Massimo whispered. Sofia watched quietly from the side. Something about him felt familiar. Then it hit her. The way he sat, the tired posture, the hunger in his eyes. It reminded her of her grandfather. Johnny Marino, a man who worked construction and hated hospital food. He once said, real food hugs the soul. Sofia's breath slowed. This man wasn't hungry. He was homesick. Before she could stop herself, she walked forward and placed bread on the table. Henri's eyes widened in warning. Don't. Sofia whispered softly. Scarpetta. Massimo froze. The entire room went silent. Ethan frowned. What did she say? Massimo slowly looked at her. Shock crossed his face. Say that again. My grandfather used to say it, she whispered. When sauce was left on the plate. Massimo's voice softened. Scarpetta. My mother said that, he murmured. Something inside him cracked open. What's your name? Sofia Marino. At that name, his face changed completely. Marino. He pushed all the plates away. I want spaghetti, he said. The chef nearly fainted. Simple sauce. Bread. Nothing fancy. Ethan stood up. This is humiliating. Massimo didn't look at him. When men worked for survival, he said, they didn't need luxury. The food came quickly. Simple spaghetti. Bread. Sauce. Massimo stared at it like it was sacred. Then he dipped bread into the sauce. Scarpetta. Tears formed in his eyes. Ethan looked away uncomfortably. You're crying over pasta? Massimo ignored him. My mother made this after factory shifts, he said softly. For the first time, he looked human. Then he pointed at Sofia. Sit, she froze. Sir? Sit. Henri tried to intervene. Absolutely not. Quiet. Sofia slowly sat. Phones appeared under tables. A billionaire eating workers' food with a waitress. Massimo didn't care. "What happened to your grandfather?" he asked. "He died of cancer," she said quietly. Massimo lowered his head. "And your parents?" "My mother is sick." Ethan suddenly stood. "Enough!" Massimo looked at him sharply. "You've spent your life treating people like machines." Ethan grabbed his jacket. "I have investors waiting." "Then wait." "I won't be embarrassed." Massimo's voice dropped. "I'm remembering who I was." Ethan left the restaurant. Silence followed. Massimo pulled out a black card and handed it to Sofia. "Call this if life becomes hard." She didn't understand, but before she could ask, Henri returned. "You're finished here." Sofia was fired that night. Blacklisted across restaurants. Days passed. No job calls. No money. Electricity shut off. Her mother's hospital deadline approached. Then her phone rang. Unknown number. "Miss Marino?" "Yes?" "My name is Vivian Hale." A pause. "A car will arrive in 40 minutes. And it did. She was taken to the De Luca estate. Massive, cold, silent. Inside, Massimo waited with a photograph. Sofia froze. It showed her grandfather and a young Massimo together. "You knew him?" she whispered. "He saved my life," Massimo said quietly. Then Ethan arrived. He was furious. "I knew you were using her," he snapped. "I investigated you," he told Sofia. "You're desperate." He placed a check on the table. $50,000. "Take it and disappear." Sofia stared at it, then tore it in half, and again. "I'm not for sale," she whispered. Silence filled the room. Vivian entered. "The board is ready." Massimo stood. "It's time." The boardroom was full of executives. Ethan looked confident. Massimo stood at the front. "When I came here," he said, "I had nothing." He paused. "Except one man who saved me. Gianni Marino." Sofia's breath stopped. "This company was built on his sacrifice," Massimo continued, "and I forgot him." Murmurs spread. "I am correcting that." Legal documents were placed on the table. 51% of control goes to the Marino Trust. Chaos erupted. Ethan stood frozen. "This is insanity." "No," Massimo said calmly. "This is true." Then he placed bread and sauce on the table. Silence returned. He dipped bread into the sauce. "Scarpetta." Then he pushed it toward Ethan. Ethan hesitated, then slowly took it. A memory hit him. Childhood, family, warm kitchen. His expression cracked. Massimo looked at him softly. "Money feeds pride," he said, "but people survive on love." Sofia stood quietly, tears in her eyes. Not because she became rich, but because something forgotten had returned. Kindness, memory, humanity. And for the first time in decades, Massimo De Luca finally looked free.